What's up, guys? It is Sunday, March 9th, 2025, MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. Who are my co-hosts here, Mr. Big Marcel, and my former co-host, Cole Shelton, a good friend of the channel, MMAOddsbreaker.com staff member, here to give Marcel's flowers, I guess, for his boy Big Ank getting the belt last night over Alex Pereira. We'll talk all about that fight, guys. UFC 313 obviously took place. Only 10 fights. 2 fights fell off. By the way, Marcel, no one asked about Dana about those canceled fights. Did you notice that too? None of the journalists.
I mean, probably the power slap was way more interesting.
Way more important, right? Glad to have you guys here, though. I'll start with you, Cole. Man, how's it going?
Good, yeah. Card was decent, better than I thought. It's like some fight.
You watch with your buddies, or?
I had my brother's birthday, so we were
okay.
axe throwing, and then we were watching it after.
Did you get that thing from BJ? Do you see that? What do you think of that? The video?
Yeah, he was laughing at it. He thought it was good.
That's sick. Yeah, Cole. I don't know if he probably told you, Marcel. Like BJ Penn said, yeah, you saw it. That's awesome. And Marcel, what's going on with you, man? How's everything?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy to be joined by 2 members of the 51st state, so that's really cool. And yeah, thanks so much. I mean, looking forward to talk this card with you guys.
Absolutely,
and welcome to Cole, obviously. You know,
we're always
I respect that you came on, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping Cole would take over your job, Marcel. So it's not gonna happen, but he came here for one night. Let me get some comments, guys, and we'll get into the card. Antoine, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here. Slime Clap Ghouls. Happy to be here for the Magomed victory party. Got plus money on him. All right, there you go. How's your Sunday been? It's been pretty good. I had my bowling league earlier, and yeah, Josh, we were just talking about off air. Antoine, Josh Allen, $250 million, guaranteed. Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, as a Bills fan, I know Cole's ecstatic. Obviously, get him locked down and give him a nice raise. He deserves it. Obviously, Cole is one of the best, top 3 players in the league, probably something like that. So, Joe, what's up, man? Glad to have you here, dude. Yeah, we're happy about the deal for sure. Like, man, what's going on, man? Craig, what's up, man? How was bowling? We won 2 of the 3 games. I didn't bowl my best, but team did pretty good. Did you tape Ankalaev's face to the pin to make the ball better? I love it. No, I didn't. I wish I did. Lazy Man, what's up, man? Surprised Marcel doesn't have the hat on. Yeah, where is it, Marcel?
It's in the closet somewhere, but I don't know where, man.
It's in the closet.
Yeah, I don't know where. So
yeah. Card was good. My main event. It was okay. We'll talk about the card.
I'm not gonna lie. That thing that smells like sheep, So I always keep it in the bag.
Fair enough. Big Marcel gets a victory lap today with the Ankalaev pick. Absolutely. I mean, we'll give him his credit. By the way, Marcel did really well with the picks last week. I mean, you went 9-1, dude. You did amazing. Great job. How far? Hey, what's up, Anthony? How far is Buffalo from Canada? Oh, it's like Cole, 2 hours?
It's on the border, Buffalo. Like if you're in Niagara, you can get there in 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he means from Toronto, probably. I think he thinks Canada. It's like 2 hours?
An hour and a half, I think.
Me and you gotta go to a game sometime, Cole. I want to go with the game with you, man. It'd be awesome. In the closet, yeah, that's where Marcel hides his demons and does some other things with Ankalaev and sex dolls that he's got. But yeah. What's up, Blake? Thoughts on the narrative? You're not really an MMA fan if you'd rather have exciting champions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, if the guy won the fight, he won the fight. That's kind of my thoughts on it. Anyways, I think let's just get into the card, guys. All right, let's start with the main event, work our way down. But yeah, like I said, as far as picks go, 7-3 for me, Cole. I think 7-3 last night, or 6-4 maybe.
Yeah, 7-3. I think.
Yeah, I think me and the same. Marcel 9-1. So I got to give you a lot of credit, Marcel. You picked. I think you had 5 underdogs. You got them all right, dude. That's amazing. Great job.
No, I got wrong with Turner. I was 8-2. I got Turner wrong and got Fiziev wrong. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I thought you picked Gaethje. Cole picked Gaethje. So you had Gaethje. We all had Lemos, right? All 3 of us.
Yeah.
That one that never made sense that she was underdog. So bizarre. Did you have Pereira, Cole, or did you have Petrosian?
I had Pereira too.
Oh, so all 3 of us had Pereira. We had a consensus dog there, even though you weren't on last week, Cole. Alex did have him. And then Marcel had Ankalaev, and then the other one was
Diaz.
Marcel, great pick on Ozzy Diaz. I mean, that fight was close. A lot of people obviously thought he lost, but he had his hand raised. You won on your plus money.
We should have had another one wrong with Myron Santos against Francis Marshall.
Yes, I don't know about that decision, but we'll get to it. And then just really quick question: do you think Buffalo would be good with an NBA team? They had a team there, Buffalo Braves, years ago, which I think is now the LA Clippers. I think, pretty sure. But yeah, all right. Let's get into the card. Start with the main event. Ankalaev's the new UFC champion. I think Bruce Buffer telling Dana White gave it away. I'm sure you guys saw that clip. I noticed it right away. I was like, oh, because I always watch Bruce. He always tells the referee who's going to win, so they know whose hand to raise. Because we've seen them raise the wrong hand before. It's so embarrassing. They should know who the fighters are. But you saw Dana's like, yep, like he knew right away. It was in my opinion. I'll get your guys' thoughts right now. I thought the fight was like super close. I mean, to me, it's actually an easy fight to score because the first round was clearly Pereira. The second round was clearly Ankalaev. The third round, clearly Ankalaev. And the fifth round, clearly Pereira, in my opinion, anyways. I know Sal Diamato disagrees, but the third round was the swing round. It came down to the third round. And, like, I was really, like, stumped when I watched and the round ended. I was like, man, that was hard to score. I leaned Alex slightly because I thought he did a little more damage with the low kicks. He did land more strikes in that round, but, again, like, it was super close. I have no problem if you give Ankalaev. I'll start with you, Cole. How did you score it, Cole?
I had Ankalaev 2-3-4, and then yeah, I thought it came out of the third round. I thought the third round was the closest one. I don't really get how you got 4-1.
Yeah, I don't like the fifth round.
Marcel did. I don't.
Yeah, Marcel, what'd you think? Third round. I mean, I'm sure you gave it to Ankalaev. You probably had it 5-0. You probably have it 50-45, didn't you?
I can see it 4-1, but I didn't give it 4-1. I gave it 3-2. I gave 2, 3, and 4 to Ankalaev, 1 to Pereira, and 5 to Pereira because he had some better shots than Ankalaev had. But I didn't feel like that was like, how do you say that? Like an absolute round for Pereira. I think the only absolute round for Pereira was the first one, in my opinion. And the 2 absolute rounds for Ankalaev were 2 and 4, I think. 3 was close. I still gave it to Ankalaev. And 5 I gave to Pereira. So I had it 48-47 for Ankalaev.
Yeah, I really think it comes down to the third round. Like, if you look at MMA decisions, the media was literally split in this. And the fans actually have a slight lean towards Pereira, although, you know, I don't know how much that matters. But I do find it interesting, the media split, because usually the media is, like, pretty one-sided with most fights. Like, you don't see these split fights too often. I mean, listen, like, for me, like, while I did score for Pereira, it was just so ever so slight, guys. Like, it was, like, 1 or 2 strikes more. And I have no problem with you guys giving me Tank Live at all. It's not like, for me, it was just like a coin flip. I really think that third round could have gone either way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how great it is for the UFC that you have a guy that's not the most marketable as a champ, but hey, he won the fight, you know? So looks like they're going to do the rematch. The odds are out. Ankalaev's like -175. I'm sure you guys saw that. Plus 150 for Pereira. I mean, it makes sense. He did win the fight. For me, like, Ankalaev, I have no problem with the winning. Like, optically, like, Pereira had a bad fight, guys. Like, really, like, he was backed up most of the fight, defended all the takedowns, but you don't get points for that. Although I was thinking last night too, like, maybe they should start giving points for takedown defense. Like, I don't think you should get points really for just holding a guy against the fence, unless you're mounting offense. Then in that case, yes, but maybe they should give points for takedown defense. Right now, it's not in the criteria, but it's something to think about. Yeah, I think it was just a close fight that, you know, Ankalaev optically, you know, he did a little bit more to the judges and he got the win. And it looks like the rematch is going to happen. I'll just get your thoughts, Cole. Do you want to talk about anything else from the fight? Did you even like the fight?
I didn't think it was that exciting. Like, I don't know. I don't think Pereira looked like himself either. I don't know if he was like hesitant because of the takedowns or just like maybe it was the way Hank was fighting. But like, I don't know. It wasn't the best. It is kind of one of those classic Ankalaev fights though. Like, he isn't the most exciting guy. He's not a good wrestler at all. And like, he just kind of pushes you up and he's good at holding you. Like, he's strong. And we're like, people struggle to get out after he clenched them against the fence. He has good clinch game, but like, I don't know. It wasn't the most exciting fight.
What do you think, Marcel? Any thought? I mean, let's be honest. Like, your throat's sore from all the sucking you've done this weekend. But
I mean, you saw the moment, like, when Pereira was finally pressing in the 5th round, he had success. But the whole damn time, like, like besides the first round, Ankalaev was pressing him, you know, and he didn't have any success. Every time he wanted to do that left punch, like, or the left hook, Ankalaev was feeling where that hook was and was, like, going away from it. He just had a good game plan, man, I think, you know. And, listen, people can say he's boring. At least he's not dumb enough to go in a striking exchange with him, you know. And he landed the best shot of the fight. You know, he almost knocked him down. He had him wobbled heavily in the end of the second round, I think. I think it was the end of the second round. And I won't say a lot of people said saved by the bell, but I mean, I don't know, man. If that goes 30 seconds further, I have no idea what happens. It can happen that he stops him, but also can happen that he that he's okay. So the thing is, like, I don't think it's fair to say that Ankalaev fought a boring fight, because I think Pereira didn't do jack shit. Yeah, I didn't think Pereira did do jack shit besides the low kicks. I think the calf kicks which he plays, I think it was the strategy of his, like, we fuck him up with calf kicks the first 2-3 rounds, and then he barely can walk, and then I can probably pressure him into knocking him out, but it didn't work, So I mean, I think he did smart. And listen, man, I'm actually, and that's what makes me more happy actually, is that the UFC is shown now that they cannot put like entertainment in front of sportive performances, because they kept Pereira fighting guys who weren't the top contenders. Yeah, Jamal, okay, he came back, that was okay. Then Jiri got a second chance, and then they fucking put Ankalaev on fucking Abu Dhabi, and they let Pereira fight Khalil Roundtree. Like, what the fuck? I know you guys are fans of Khalil Roundtree, but
they just bought another paper. They basically just bought a free pay-per-view. Like,
but he doesn't have any shit to do in a title fight. It's just like building Pereira even more. And now Pereira fights the actual top contender and he loses. Can we say now finally that the UFC has protected Pereira for a long time for Ankalaev?
I mean,
2 years.
Bro, I don't know about. I mean, if you look, literally everyone he's fought is a former champion. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, but they protected him. They know this is a bad style matchup for him. They protected him. Listen, I don't say Pereira didn't want to fight Ankalaev. I don't say that, because I think Pereira doesn't give a shit who he fights. But the UFC protected him. They knew that there was a bad matchup for him. Just like they protected Sean O'Malley in his first title defense, giving him Vera. They knew Murat was a bad matchup for him. They keep doing that. And the thing is, when somebody is, in a lot of people's opinion, likely the best contender to fight the champion, let them fight the champion, man.
I mean, I think there's something to what you're saying, but I also feel like if you look at Pereira's record, he's literally fought only champions, like, or ex-champions. So, yeah, I mean, stylistically, Ankalaev was not the best fight for him, but like,
I mean, Adam, you can defend the Yuri. It's okay.
The only one that didn't make sense really was the Khalil fight. Really, the other fights, like, you could justify them. What was I going to say? I will say this too. Like, if it's pride scoring, if you score as a whole fight, I would have given it to Ankalaev too. But because it's round by round, it really comes. That's the funny thing about these fights, but round by round, right? Like, it comes down to one round, really, the third round. So, hey guys, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Like, would you have been surprised if the judges went split decision for Pereira? Probably not, right? You wouldn't have been surprised, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, but they went unanimously for Ankalaev. So, I mean, a rematch makes sense, though, right?
I'm good with it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
And you know what? I would favor Ankalaev in the rematch too, because I feel like he could probably make more adjustments, if anything.
No, you got to stay with the Pereira, dude. You can't.
I don't know if I can, man. Like, I will say this too. Like, I actually I slightly lean Pereira because just the round by round scoring. I also think this was his worst performance in the UFC. Like, even against Izzy the first time, or the rematch where he got knocked out. He was looking great in that fight, and then he just got caught, Like, this fight was just not a great performance by Pereira, and, like, I'm starting to think, like, that fight with Khalil was a war. Probably took something out of him. He's going to be 38 this year, guys. The UFC, like, again, Marcel, like, they eventually had to give him Ankalaev, like you said. They can't just not. But, Dana's fucking pissed off this morning because he knows that fight with John Jones is out the window now, right?
I don't know. They tried everything, dude. They tried to match him up with Walker, hoping that Walker would get a crazy knockout or something in the first round. Didn't work. Then they matched him up with Rakic, which was stylistically a difficult matchup for him. Didn't work. And then they had to do it, So, and of course. And actually, this is much better, Now you cannot make that Jones-Poatan fight, which was bullshit in the first time, in my opinion. Jones should fight Aspinall. That's the interim champ. Sure. The champ should fight the interim champ. And if Jones wants to fight Pereira, that's okay. Relinquish your title, fight Pereira. I'm good with that if you want to do that, but not for a title right now.
By the way, I want to get some comments. We had our boy Glenbot in the chat. What's going on, man? Glad to have you here. Yeah, I just saw that Matthew 11. I think they added one today. I'm not up there, but I would have went slightly per. It's pretty close though. It's pretty close. Oh, DK Metcalf, Cole, to the Steelers.
Yeah, I sent that on Twitter. I didn't know if you.
I'm not checking my phone right now, but I'll check it after. Damn, that's a good trade for them. Good wide receiver. What's up, Larry? Fights were great on the card. Judging first. Oh yeah, we'll talk about those fights for sure. All right, guys. Just wanted to see what you guys said. Okay, anything else in the main event, or should we keep going on? We're good. Yeah. Main event. Justin Gaethje defeats Rafael Fiziev by unanimous decision. Fight of the night. I think it was a pretty good fight. Yeah, Gaethje definitely won the fight. Like first round Fiziev, and then he got tired. Short notice. I picked him. I regret kind of picking him now, to be honest with you, Marcel, because of the short notice. Like I should have factored it in more.
I don't, to be honest. I think that he did very well in the first round with the grappling, which he did.
Yeah.
I was hoping he did that as well in the second round, but he didn't. Yeah. And he was like, he got touched with a pretty. I think it was a nasty elbow. If I can remember
uppercut,
correctly.
Right?
It's an uppercut. Yeah, the elbow was other fight. Yeah, nasty uppercut. And from that moment on, I had the feeling like Gaethje was taking over. Fiziev wasn't doing bad at all or something, but Gaethje was just a step ahead of him, Gaethje won 2 and 3. I think this fight was also close, but it was a much more clearer win for Gaethje than the first fight was. Because in the first fight, I thought Fiziev won 1 and 2, but he got screwed because of the damage and because he gassed in the third round. But this fight, I think Gaethje deservedly won, in my opinion.
I mean, I think we all know he won the fight. Cole, what do you like next for Gaethje?
I'm like the Hooker fight still. Like even though I know he's passed, I think that's a fun fight. I don't think Gaethje should get a title shot after this.
I know some people are saying that because he doesn't have many fights left. Maybe he should just fight Islam. I don't know about this.
I just think there's some like Arman, Oliveira, I think are still ahead of him.
What about Max? Everyone forgets Max knocked him out last year. Like I know Max got finished by Pereira, but it was up 45.
Can they do? They don't want to give Arman the title shot now against Islam. Can they do Arman against Gaethje or something?
They could. I just feel like Arman would just take him down. I know he's got good, wrestling, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see what they do. Like again, if they did give him a title shot, it's not the end of the world. He's a legend. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's put it this way. Do you still want to see Gaethje fight for a title?
He's had 3 chances? I want to say, or was it 2?
Yeah, but just as you personal, do you still want to see him fight for a title?
I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters of all time, so obviously, I mean,
then
he fought for the title twice, by the way.
Then he should be able to fight Arman as well, if he
no, you're right. I mean, that's an option. Even do Bronx in a rematch would be an option.
I just want to say, man, if you don't feel like he should be fighting for a title anymore, then you can match him up with pretty much every fun fight in the division, Then
no doubt. I mean, listen, there's not a bad Justin Gaethje fight. Like you can't even like a grappler, he can still make it fun. So. Mm-hmm. I don't mind the Dan Hooker rebooking. I don't even know what they're going to do with Hooker. I feel like Hooker missed out on. I think Hooker, he was a decent underdog. I think he had a chance to win this fight too. Missed out on it with the broken hand, but and also Larry, I'm seeing in the chat. He said he doesn't want to fight Poirier again. Basically, he said our family shouldn't have to go through this again. I think they're pretty good friends now. They've shared almost 40 plus minutes in the cage or something. It's crazy. And they just don't want to fight each other. I don't think again. But at the same time, I don't hate the idea of Gaethje and Poirier for the Louisiana card on that pay-per-view this summer, right? That's the rumor. Marcel, I'm assuming that's
that's the rumor. Yeah, if it's happening, I don't know.
Yeah, because I think Poirier would be in the main event of that. It would make sense, right? Unless you bring back Conor and you do Conor and Poirier 4, but I don't think Conor's ever going to fight again. Fiziev, 3 straight losses, which is surprising because he's such a good fighter. But again, 2 were to Gaethje and 1 is an injury to Gamrot. I don't mind them giving it, as crazy as it sounds, in the 4 fights. He might, give him another rematch with Gamrot. Do you guys like that? Yeah.
I think that was offered for the Saudi Arabia card, but
I think they confirmed that. I think they have confirmed that.
I think Gamrot said he didn't turn it down. Well, I got told something else, but I'm not going to want to shit on Gamrot because I like him. So,
Yeah, I don't mind if they rebook that. I know he's lost 3 straight, but I don't think his stock goes down really at all. He took it on short notice. He put up a good fight, and they went fight in the main. By the way, I mean, guys, they got to increase these bonuses, right? $50,000. This is a joke, man. Are you kidding me? It's 2025. The same bonuses for the last 10 years, with Cole, with all the tariffs, they got to give these guys more money.
Literally been $50,000 for forever, and. I would always get mad at is they just keep it to 4 most nights. Sometimes there's 8 fights to get bonuses, and you'll just give them 4. And then other cards, like if there's only 1 or 2 good
They'll give it
bonuses,
like 3.
give out 1 or 2, and just like
An extra couple hands for Dana at the blackjack table for sure.
It's also like how Dana weaseled himself out at UFC 300, with the bonus. Like, yeah, and that's why I don't up the bonuses, because the fights were bad. So there was not 300.
I think 300. No, he did. But it was UFC London last year.
No, it was 303, where he was somebody. I think they said with International Fight Week that they wanted to have higher bonuses, and he said, "This is the last time I'm doing it. It's not worth it."
I think it was the London card because it was a bad card, and he said it was London. Like
was it London?
There's a Blah and Edwards. Yeah, that's the card. Yeah, because he gave them like 300 and like he gave Patty a massive bonus, and then he's like,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, it was
like,
Manchester.
We're not doing this again.
It was Manchester.
Oh, my bad. I should have said UFC England or UK. My bad. I haven't been there, so I don't even know.
You're right. It's 304. Yeah, you're right. But it's like he weaseled out. You had sometimes like he had a little bit of higher bonuses. Then you have one fucking bad card, which he was really pissed about that Bilal won the belt. Was pretty obvious.
I always laughed at UFC. I want to say it's 217 GSP and Bisping.
Yeah.
When they gave Zahabi and I think it was OSP knocked out Corey Anderson with a head kick. They gave them each 25,000. Like, you'll split this bonus. Like they sold like $10 million or something. And anyways, just something to think about. By the way, our boy Dana Block was in the chat. What's up, man? And Zach's in the chat. What's up, Zach? Yeah, Chatri's he's got that money. You got that funny money. Does Justin make the Hall of Fame? 100%.
Yeah,
he's right. Guaranteed. Yeah. Justin, what's up, man? Oh, he went to the fight. This guy lives in Vegas, Cole. He's always at the fight. That's awesome. Oh, so he scored for Pereira. There we go. I'm not the only one. There we go. All right, let's go to the next fight. Gaethje Bahamondes defeats Jalen Turner by submission first round. I picked Bahamondes. Cole, did you have Baha? You had Baha, right?
No, I picked Turner.
Oh, so I was the only one of the 3. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I like him. I've always liked this kid ever since I saw him on Contender with that crazy front kick knockout. What was the guy's name he knocked out? It was Edson Gomez. I don't even know who that is anymore. But I've always liked him. Now he's 6-2 in the UFC, and he's young, he's talented. And then Jalen Turner, obviously, admits after the fight he's retiring, and he was mentally checked out. He said he's been mentally checked out for a year. Right. I don't know if you saw his interview with Aaron Bronson. Did you see it, Cole? His interview with Aaron? Did you guys see that? He's like crying. Right. It was really hard to watch.
Can we know this information before the fight, please? Next time,
I'm going to be. To be fair, I kind of feel like it was there in that McConnell fight, guys, where he basically gave up in that fight. He was dominating that fight and just went down to the ground, put his head and just got beat up. It was so weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's only 29, but like he's taking a lot of damage, and his record is not very good in the UFC 7-6. But I also feel like he fought pretty good fighters. So I don't know about you guys. I kind of feel like this is a situation where he'll take a year off and come back. Do you guys feel the same way?
I think it was a solid pick by you, man. And the thing is, like, I was like Bahamondes every time I kind of believe in him. He kind of shits the bed with
like Ludovic Klein that fight. Yeah,
that was my thinking, and I was like Turner. He didn't look bad against Moicano until he got finished, obviously. So I was like, he can win this fight, But I was completely wrong, Bahamondes was, Bahamondes did what he wanted to do. Got that great finish, beautiful submission. So good for him, man. And he'll be ranked after last night. So good.
And really, how good is Ludovic Klein though? He's the guy that no one talks about. He's not, the most exciting guy other than those head kicks. But
he was supposed to fight on the Saudi Arabia card, but his wife was due. Okay. So, and actually, his child, I don't know if it was a son or daughter, but got born on February 1st when the card was. So.
I see. Anyways, I think he's a pretty good fighter. You should get out there. Who do you guys like for Ignacio next? Have you thought about this, Cole, for Bahamondes?
Do you like?
Were you gonna say Gaethje? Were you?
No, it might sound dumb, but if the UFC really doesn't like Grant Dawson and you think you can knock him out, and that could send him down the rankings.
Where I know held down to the mat for 15 minutes.
That's the risk. But if they think this is a guy that could, if they're not a fan of him and his style, maybe this is the guy that says, "All right, here you go." And then
I think it's possible
to get to get in the rankings.
I'm just looking at the rankings right now. I mean, so
I do think Santonito is the fight that probably makes the most sense.
It's a fun fight. These guys are below him, though. I mean, he could fight up, and it would be
the winner of Pimblett or Chandler or the loser.
your boy Patty Pimlick, but Marcel, your favorite fighter of all time.
Yeah, the legend.
No, I mean, like I think like a Darius, he's gonna have to take a fight soon. McCanio, like these guys, they don't have a lot to say. I don't think at this point, they'll have to take whoever they want. Anyways, I think Bahaman is good. He's young too. So, where's Turner ranked among missed potential? I mean, I think he's got all the tools in the world. And like, guys, I was at that fight with Dan Hooker 2 years ago in Vegas. It was pretty close, split decision. And the fight with Gamrot, most people thought he won that fight, I believe. So, imagine his career. He gets one of those wins. Even his career is different. Doesn't fight McCanio. Doesn't get that whatever happened there at the end. But yeah, I mean, yeah, McCanio and Rosso is fun. I don't mind that. Fiziev and what's up, Tristan? I don't mind this fight either. They're all options. Guys.
I think Fiziev makes sense actually. If I think about it,
I don't mind it. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun fight, right? So. They started giving away power slap tickets to a bunch of Vegas locals just as stupid in person as online. Did you go? Justin? It's funny because our boy Alex Bahunin, he was at the card last night. He's not here today. He says it's awesome in person. Cole, let me ask you a question. If you went to Vegas and they gave you a free ticket, would you go?
I don't know. I'd maybe go and watch one match, and then by the time the second match comes around, I go, wow, the exact same thing, the 2 slaps each, and then I just feel like it just like gets repetitive. I feel like all you see is just a slap and then a slap, and like there's no. I don't think there's like technique, or there probably is, but like to me, it just seems like there's no skill. I just think whoever slaps first should probably win.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's just
if you win the coin flip, you have a good chance to win. What do you say?
I feel like that is just fun for Alex to hang out with colleagues and with the fighters over there. I think that's the most thing. The power slap. I just don't understand why people think that's great or whatever. You should do whatever you like, by the way. If you like it, people are watching right now and think like we love power slap. Do what you like.
But I'm convinced that Austin Vanderford's UFC deal was part of Paige Van Zandt signing with Powers. I'm convinced, guys. Like,
yeah, he even pulled a promo after the fight, man.
Oh man, I know. Apparently I didn't see it. But apparently she won her. I don't know if you call it a fight. It's not really a fight. It's not a fight. Slap contest? I don't know. Ballman is plus 1,100 by submission. Yeah. First time Jalen Turner's been submitted. So, yeah. By the way, I missed Craig's comment. Dane's playing 300K background hand. I see the videos, man. It's crazy. Again, that's his own money. He's rich. He can do what he wants, but pay the fighters a little bit more. Like on a card like this, Cole, they made I think it was $10 million gate. They could have given an extra 100K for those other guys on the prelims for the finishes, Carlos Leal and.
That's the problem with the bonuses too. It always just goes to the guys.
Card. I'd actually rather the prelim guys get it, right?
Yeah, like they're the ones that are getting the 12 and 12 or 20 and 20.
Carlos Leal is probably not making very much money. You should get it. West Coast power slap. That's okay. I mean, listen, man.
Sure.
You can go to Vegas and watch a slap contest sometime. Saw more UFC stars in the crowd. Oh yeah, there was LFA card on Thursday too. I do like that they do like a whole weekend event, in Vegas for like these big pay-per-views. That's awesome. All right, go back to the card. I mean, this fight was shit. Amanda Lemos defeats Yasmin Lucendo. This was a fucking horrible fight. Honestly, guys, I think this is one of the worst fights I've ever seen. I really think so. And if you look at the numbers, Cole, Amanda Lemos landed 12 significant strikes in 50 minutes. Yasmin Lucendo, 4 significant strikes in 50 minutes. Like, that has to be the lowest output you'll ever see. Terrible fight. Again, we all picked Lemos. I was happy she won as an underdog. I didn't really understand it. I think she's a good fighter. Really bad fight, though, especially for Lucendo. Just terrible performance, laying in her back. Is she injured? Like, I don't understand what happened here. It was just bad. So, do you guys have any thoughts you want to share really quick? I thought it was horrible. What do you think, Cole?
Yeah, it was a bad fight. I don't understand why Lucendo was the favorite. I don't think she's that good. Like, she hadn't really beaten anyone. Like, Lemos is still pretty good. Like, I don't know, but it was terrible. Like, I was surprised they even put this fight on the main card to begin with. So,
well, Marcel hates when they do this, right? Marcel, when they put they have to put a women's fight in the main card. Like,
listen, if you go by merit, it's okay, because it was top 5 against number. I think number 3 against number 6. Yeah, I don't exactly know for sure, but I didn't mind it that it was on the main card. But listen, man, I hate it much more when they do unranked heavyweights on the main card.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't hate this one, but it just turned out to be a bad fight.
It turned out to be a fucking horrible fight. So it's like, Yeah, I mean, we all pick Lemos, and I pick Lemos because I think like she's more experienced. Although I know Lucindo has a lot of fights, but Lemos has been against better opponents. You know, she fought champion already. She fought Marina Rodriguez, and she stopped her by strikes. And Lucindo barely got by Marina. I think you thought Marina won actually the fight. So, and I know there is no MMA math, but you can see what's happening in fights, and I felt like that Lemos was a little bit more seasoned, absolutely, than Lucindo. And Lucindo,
I mean,
she's still young.
She's 23.
Yeah, she's still young. She can still improve a lot, you know.
She's still a contender. She'll probably fight for the belt at some point, but this was just a little bit too much too soon, in my opinion.
Let's be happy that Lemos won this fight, because if Lucindo won this fight, she would get absolutely destroyed by the top 3 right now, I think, you know. And that's not what I want.
I know, again, bad fight, but I like Lemos. I've always thought she was an exciting fighter.
Yeah.
Obviously not an exciting fight here. I don't know who she'll fight next. I don't know. They'll figure it out. They'll probably give her another prospect, to be honest with you, because she's not really, like, I know she's ranked high, but she's not really a contender.
Could give her Suarez.
I guess they could do that. It's going to be boring too, isn't it?
I mean, I don't say they have to put it on the main card. You can do it on a fight night.
Fight night. There we go. Fight night. I like that. Would be kind of similar. Anyone else? Sounded the 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah, I think Steve Mazzagatti, who's the horn guy. It's Mazzagatti, isn't he? He just doesn't want to be there anymore. Is there any way they crack 2.5 million pay price? No. Unless, I guess, Connor. Connor come back against... Who would it be against? I don't really know. Not against Chandler, because I don't think that fight sells that well. Who would it be against? Connor and... Bilal? I don't know.
Well, I was trying to think, what would be the biggest...
What's the biggest fight? Is it Nate Diaz if they bring him back? Masvidal if they bring him back?
Connor against Pereira.
I think if Patty knocked out Chandler, that would be bigger than Connor Chandler, I think, right now. I don't think
Patty does win that fight. Yeah, that's a big fight.
I don't think Connor Chandler is like that big anymore.
It was never a big fight, and the fight never really made sense. And I think we all said, like, that fight's not going to happen. It never did. It's been like 3 years since they did the Ultimate Fighter, isn't it? Like 3 years ago. It's crazy. What's up, Remove Limit Break? Another guy from the Discord. Glad to have you here. Justin, friend's girlfriend went to the fights with us, had never watched UFC. Even she was asking why Lemos was able to smother her in 3 rounds. It was bad. Imagine that was your first time watching the UFC, and imagine that was your first fight you ever seen. You're like, dude, UFC is such an exciting sport. Come watch the fights with me. And that was the first fight someone like, you know, pay-per-view watch party call. They go and watch that. It's like, man, I don't want to watch this anymore.
If you really hate somebody and they want to watch the UFC with you, you show them either Carla Esparza, I guess Rose Namajunas 2, or you show them Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou.
Those fights are terrible. I think this fight was just as bad. I really do. 4 strikes landed in 50 minutes. How could it be any worse than that? Pay-per-view's an updated model. I think they should get rid of it, you know, personally, but we'll see. What's up, Matthew? I caught Paige fight on YouTube Live. 40,000 people watching. Danny says it's the biggest sport in the world. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the card. Oh, yeah, okay, so opening the main card, Mauricio Hoofy, spinning wheel kick, knockout over King Green. Amazing finish, just incredible. All of us had Hoofy, obviously. I thought this was an easy fight for him, and I did pick him by knockout in the first round. And he got the job done. I mean, King Green's 38. He's really getting up there. He's turning 39 this year. His chin is basically gone. But, I mean, you know, it's not that he just won, but the style points, right? Like, this was about as good as it gets. And I think that, you know, this gets him a ranked opponent probably, right? Like Hoofy. Even, was he 3-0 now in the UFC? I think he skips the line and passes a lot of these guys. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe it's too much, but, like, if he did fight, you know, a Mocanio, or he fought like a... Did he call it Mocanio? Wasn't that the call? Dariush. Sorry, that was it. Dariush. So I listened to... hold on, really quick. I listened to Dariush's interview with Farah Hanoun from Junkie the other day. So... she's asking, like, what fight are you interested in? He's like, yeah, I don't mind, you know, the rebooking with Mocanio. It's interesting. But he's like, well, you know, guys, like, Dana promised me a big fight after I pulled out of that fight, or after they pulled him out of the fight at UFC 313 to save the card, right? They moved out Ronaldo Mocanio. And he's like, well, you know, Dana said I'd get a big fight, but, you know, it's been 2 months and they haven't said anything to me. It's like, dude, you're not getting a big fight. Like, they lied to you, bro. They lied to you, man. I feel bad because I like Dariush a lot, but I feel like Dana just... I think they paid him his show and win, so he got his full purse. But I feel like they'll probably do this fight if that's what Hoofy wants. And to be honest with you guys, I would pick Hoofy. And I think you guys would too, right?
Yeah, I think, like, I honestly think he's gonna fight Dariush, and Dariush is just gonna get screwed around again.
Yeah,
like that he just got screwed that whole thing, get knocked out, and then he'll probably get cut or he'll just retire.
He already accepted, man. I mean, Darius said if they offer me him the fight, I will fight him. So,
Hoofy?
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense to be on International Fight Week, right? Main card?
Sure.
Yeah, there's a main card opener probably. That'd be a fun fight. I mean, listen, Darius is, I know he's mostly a grappler, but he's had some fun fights, man. No doubt. The fight with Drakkar Close. Amazing.
We have to talk about the setup, man. How we set up Green for that kick. He was measuring first with his foot, and then I don't know where. Like it was so beautiful, man. It was like a perfect knockout.
Yeah.
I hope they don't screw him because this is hard to top for knockout of the year, in my opinion. Already. There's probably going to be some important title fight where it's going to be a crazy knockout in the UFC. Going to pick that as the knockout of the year, but this should be like. This is number one right now, and I think it's hard to beat. This was such a clean kick.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Clean knockout.
It really was just like Adam and Barboza or Mark Hunt and JDS. That's the one it reminded me of. Mark Hunt and JDS, very similar. Amazing knockout. I mean, again, he's getting a ranked opponent, guys. He is. The UFC's all in on this team. I know our good friend James Lynch. He's not completely sold on the Fighting Nerds. I think I am, guys. What do you guys think? Cole, what do you think of the Fighting Nerds?
They're one of the top gyms, I think. They're pretty legit.
You like them too, Marcel? Fighting Nerds?
Baralho, I'm convinced. Sean Silva, I'm not convinced yet. I need to see more. I have to see his ground game more before I'm being convinced.
Yeah, well, that's where the price fight's interesting, right? Yeah.
Same goes for Hoofy. I need to see more of his ground game, Sure. And then we have Carlos Pradas. I think Carlos Pradas was pretty good. I would say
they keep giving him strikers, to be fair. Yeah. Like they're giving him another striker, Jeff Neal, right? So
for me, I would be saying like Baralho 1 right now.
Sure.
Probably Pradas 2, 3, Hoofy 4, Silva.
Okay. Man, John Silva's a beast, though, dude. It's crazy.
He's great, but I really listen. If he beats Bryce Mitchell, and a lot of people think he easily beats him, I don't think he's
a big favorite. I think he's a big favorite right now.
Yeah, but he's going to test his ground game, So I'm really, I'm really like looking forward to that fight because if he can beat Bryce Mitchell and can neutralize Bryce's ground game, man, then I'm really sold. I think
he's minus 400. So I mean, the odds makers in the public thinks he's going to win.
What do you think, Cole?
Yeah, Cole. That fight
of Mitchell and
the 4 fighting nerds were doing so well. What do you think about them?
He likes them.
I think Baralho.
Yeah, but
Baralho's the best.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Pradas or Silva.
I'm not completely sold on Pradas yet because he keeps.
I think Jeff Neal might beat him.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Like, why are people sleeping on Jeff Neal? What's the odds for that fight? I gotta check. Jeff Neal's fucking good. Cole, you're gonna interview him before his fight? Jeff Neal?
Yeah, he actually texted me today.
Jeff Neal, dude, Pradas is minus 400. Jeff Neal's a plus 300 underdog. You're gonna throw a few bucks on him, Cole?
That's crazy that he's that big.
That's a pretty wide line, guys. I mean, Jeff Neal's a good striker. Then again, he might get chinned too, so it wouldn't shock me. Pradas is good. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think the gym is good. The gym is good. They'll probably have a champion at some point. They probably will. They have guys in all different weight classes. I like them. I think they're good.
By the way, to reply to Dirty Rack, you got to also check like who they fought. Caio really fought like already like really good opposition. I think
Jared's a good win. Jared is a great win.
It's an amazing win, and the way he did it as well with striking, because he's like, so. Yes. We need to see more from the other guys, but they're definitely promising. I'm looking forward to any fight of theirs. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, someone just talking about Jeff Neal. What was Jeff Neal's last fight? I got to check. Do you remember what it was called? His last fight?
Was it Gary?
It might have been. Was it?
No, RDA.
That weird, like.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
You don't have to count that one because it was like an injury. Yeah, it was Gary, which was a split decision, like a really shitty fight. And then the Shavkat fight, which, it was competitive. Like, very competitive. He doesn't fight that often anymore. That's the problem with Jeff. He fights like once a year now. So, anyways, it's just something to think about. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to pick him. I just think the line seems pretty high. Just looking at that. Yeah, RDA over Neal was like, Neal over RDA. That was one of the easiest bets I probably made. I think it was like, was he minus 200? It was like not a big line either.
By the way, I agree with Knox as well.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said Pradas had a hard time with Giles. I rember that.
He did.
Then
he
knocked
did.
him out of nowhere.
I mean, even Magny had a little bit of success and then got starched. But yeah, I mean, his striking is incredible, guys. I mean, I'm not going to sleep on him. Like the other ones of fighters that don't do well, like who? Bruno Brazil, right?
Myra Bueno Silva, Bruno Brazil, Thiago Moises.
Moises is pretty good. Moises is a good fighter, I think. But yeah, they don't talk about those guys. When they show them on the screen, they only got the guys with the glasses that are like in the top 10. They don't or top 15. Wait, Darius reminds me of a guy getting friend zoned, pretty much. Dana's like, yeah, don't worry, we'll promise you guys a big fight. You should just be happy, you guys. I'm pretty sure you got a show and win. I'm pretty sure that was reported, which makes sense because they screwed the guy out of that whole situation. It wasn't anyone's fault, but
Darius is really like the kind of dude that's a really correct guy, you know.
He's a good dude, man. I like Neil a lot. By the way, he's like, man, guys, I'm convinced I would have given Islam a tougher fight than Moicano did. It's hard to disagree based on how that fight went. But yeah, some people were asking about Bobby Green. What's next for him? I mean, honestly, like I saw some people on Discord saying Michael Johnson would be a fun fight. Like I guess I kind of feel like Green's he's gonna have to win his next fight. He's probably gonna have to retire or get cut or something.
I give him Chase Hooper if he gets by Jim Miller.
That'd be interesting. You know what? I could see Green going to like what's it called? BKFC.
CFO.
No, I think BKFC because I don't think he likes grappling that much. Although he's good at it, I think. I know he got submitted by what's it called? Piblet, but his grappling is actually not bad. He just doesn't want to do it. But I think that I could see him in BKFC like fighting like Jeremy Stevens. I just see that in my head for some reason. Anyways, Ribovic, oh god, we're gonna do that to him? Really? I think Ribovic would be like minus like 1,000 in that fight if that happened. Jesus. Canyon Khrushchevsky, I guess.
Yeah, he's not in the UFC anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Green and Stevens would be fun. 155, 170 even. That'd be fun. Chris Adam, be glad it happened. Be glad what happened. What happened? What happened? Bobby could be the next Jim Miller. Well, they did fight last year and he destroyed Jim Miller. So that is something to keep in mind. Like, and you know, Jim is still fighting. But yeah, Bobby pieced him up, guys, for 3 rounds. All right. All right, good for the main card. Let's go to the prelims. By the way, so 2 canceled before we get into it. 2 canceled fights. Mm-hmm. Do you have any intel on what happened to these fights?
Yeah, were like I think Curtis Blades got sick. Norovirus or something, or virus.
Is that what happened? Norovirus? Okay, that's going around the hockey too, isn't it, Cole? Like, isn't that what
Cassidy was sick too? There was a lot.
Car had it or something. Is that what happened?
There's something in the UFC Performance Institute.
Yeah, a lot of
I figured that's what happened, guys. Like, it must have just been going around, which sucks, you know. Have you heard about a rebooking? Is that going to happen? Or
maybe Cole. I don't know.
Cole, have you heard anything? Or
no, I wouldn't be surprised if Castaneda doesn't go for a while because he just cut weight 2 weeks in a row.
He had it too. He had the norovirus too, Castaneda.
I just know he was sick. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the UFC.
I think he'll be sitting out for a bit. I don't think he'll want to cut weight again.
No. And I think, you know, when you do cut weight twice, it hurts your immune system, you know. I don't think that would have helped. I'm not saying that, you know, that's the reason, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks we went from 12 to 10 fights. And actually, to be honest with you guys, I really like that Castaneda Gutierrez fight. Like, I'm hoping they could rebook it at 135. It's a fun fight. Yeah. And then with Blades and Kuniev, I got to be honest, I didn't really care about that fight. I don't know, Cole, were you?
No, I think that Kuniev is not good at all, and I think he would have got smoked.
I think it was disrespectful to Curtis Blades to book that fight.
I think they were hoping he knocked out Blades, and they could have cut.
Yeah,
they would have cut Blades. I think too. Yeah.
I DM'd Dan Ige if he was interested to fight at heavyweight on short notice, but he wasn't interested.
That's funny. Oh, by the way, Chris is saying the Alex Pereira run. Hey, man, listen, he's a great fighter, dude, and another Hall of Famer, right? We'll see Alex Pereira in like 10 years in the UFC Hall of Fame, right?
For sure, dude. What he did for the UFC, he's been a champion in middleweight and light heavyweight. I mean, he's 100%.
One of the most exciting guys for the last. He actually kind of like he's been one of the guys that's, you know, I don't want to say saved the UFC, but you know, it's since COVID, like he's been probably their biggest star, right?
He saved the UFC's last year for sure.
No, last year he did save it. He saved it with was it 300? He saved 303. Wherever the fight was, Khalil was in Salt Lake, right? I think. Should they increase the rounds? No, I don't think so, man. I mean, these guys, dude, fighting 50 minutes is hard. I don't think they're gonna increase the rounds. All right, let's go back to the card. All right, here we go. So Marcel's guy's Magomed Ankalaev. My guy's Josh Fan. You guys know how much I love this kid. 23 years old, 6-1 in the UFC, and look at this fight. Look at the takedown defense. Ray Saruya was 4 for 21. Josh Fan defended 17 takedowns. He outstruck him, won every round. 6-1 in the UFC. He's only lost to Charles Johnson in a very close fight that he got caught in the third round, but since then won 3 straight fights. He has fought since he made his UFC debut in June 2023. He's fought 7 times. So this kid fights every couple months. They'll probably get him back in there really soon. He didn't really take any damage in this fight. You know, guys, you always have to kind of like look at guys that could be champions one day. I know, Marcel, you know, you talked about Ankalaev for years. You're like, yeah, this guy's going to be a champ. And I know, Cole, you've talked about some other guys too. I think Josh Van's going to fight for the belt. I think he can win the belt in like a few years. He's only 23. He's getting better and better. He's looking great. You know, he's not in his prime yet. Give him like 5 or 6 years. He'll be a champion, I think. I really do. Are you guys as high on him as me? Like, I think this kid's great. What do you think, Cole?
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's still like, I think he'll do really well in 5-round fights. Like, he only gets better as fights go on. He still looks super young, so like he's in really no rush. Like, yeah, I know flyweight, like he can move up pretty quickly, but like if he still has like kind of, he doesn't really need to fight like a top 10 guy for like another year and just kind of build himself up, and then he'll be like way better when he's actually like older and like actually filled into his body more.
By the way, just my opinion, I thought it was so fucked that he got taken out of the rankings last week.
I agree.
He's not in it, but Kai Asakura, who has no wins, is in the rankings. I hate that so much. And by the way, Kai Asakura should not have got the title shot. It should have been Kai Kara-France coming off the win over Steve Erceg. And now Kai Kara-France is in like a weird spot because Manel Kape's passed him, dude. Manel Kape is at the card last night. They showed him on screen. I'm pretty sure Manel Kape's going to get that title fight. So Kai Kara-France, who's he going to fight? I don't really know. He's in a weird spot. Maybe he'll fight. I guess he'll fight the winner of Moreno and Erceg. I mean, actually, he beat Erceg. I guess if Moreno wins, he'd fight him again. Rematch, trilogy fight, whatever it is. Trilogy fight, right? I guess.
Why are you so sure that Kape is going to fight Pantoja?
I don't know. I just feel like he's going to pass him. I feel like he's got all the momentum right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you know something.
No. If I knew something more, I would say it. I have no idea,
sure.
But I don't think it's sure. You know.
Fair enough. And also Brandon Royval, some guys in the chat. You know, he's up there too. To be actually, what do you guys think about? I know it's. You guys are saying, some people are saying KKF Kape. That's a fun fight. KKF Van. That's interesting. What about even Royval and Van? That would be fun too, right? Royval and Van.
Yeah, but Royval shouldn't be taking that, to be honest.
No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't take it. No, I agree.
Yeah, but man, Van, he's so fun to watch, you know. And
I love him.
I was really impressed by his takedown defense and the way he was able to even get how do you say that, to get an advantage over Tsuruya by overtaking stuff, you know. I think that was really good. And Tsuruya, like, listen, I like to do it, but he really came across as a one-trick pony in this fight, you know, and only tried to get the fight to the ground, couldn't do anything in the striking. Then we had that weird moment with the Jason Herzog at the end of the fight where like Van kicked him in the stomach, you know, and I think the heel kind of touched him on the cup, you know. But for me, it was like I was weird, you know. For example, because then he's restarting the fight at the same time. I think Tsuruya was legit hurt, you know what I mean, and it was not because of the cup shot, I think. But
it looked like a legit kick to the body knockout for me, honestly. But again, you know, it maybe part of the foot touched the cup. By the way, some people are saying Charles Johnson rematch. I don't mind it, honestly. I think that fight was great. I love that fight. Me and you, we love that fight, Marcel.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything for him because Charles is also out of the rank, or he's 15
no, he's
now.
15. I'm looking at it right now. He's 15th. Yeah.
But I mean, then I'd rather see like Van against Ramazan Tamirov, you know, who's 13 now.
I don't mind that either. That's a fun fight too. Although, you know, that's a hard fight, but it's a fun fight. But by the way, what about Josh versus your boy, Alex Perez?
Yeah, for sure. I think Alex takes that in a heartbeat. He doesn't give a shit, you know.
They're both iridium too, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Jason gets 20%.
I think 40% of the flyweight roster is iridium. So yeah.
Tim Elliott's iridium too.
Yeah.
Just go down the rankings.
Ira as well. So Royval as well.
Too? Oh my god.
Moreno.
Ray Tsuruya was.
By
the way, let me ask you guys about Ray Tsuruya. Super one-dimensional, right? Like no striking at all.
Yeah.
I think he needs to take like a year off and just go to the gym, work on.
Go to Thailand.
Go to Thailand, man. Go. That's hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I saw some people saying like he's 22, right? Like he could take 3 years off and not miss a beat, really. Like he reminds me of that kid Max Roscoff that fought Austin Hubbard, got the shit kicked out of him and quit quit quitting the stool, and Dana cut him. This kid has more heart, so I'll give him that. But I don't know, man. Like it's too one-dimensional. Like you need to have more tools in the tool bag. And you know the takedown failed constantly in this fight. But yeah, I mean I think the kid's still, you know, young and he could have his potential. By the way, I mean they could do Sylvan Van. They could rebook it, right?
I agree with Seamus. Yeah,
that's a fun fight. Like I like that fight when they booked it. So, what was the other? Someone had another call. Oh yeah, Jason loves the little guys. There you go. All right, we're good with that fight. Let's move on to the next one. Bruno Ferreira defeats Armin Petrosyan submission. Yeah, we all picked him. I thought he'd knock him out. I didn't think he'd submit him. That's pretty amazing. So
Petrosyan was fighting dirty, man. As fuck. Dirty.
So Mark Smith was the ref. Took a point for the low blow. I think it was the second low blow, right? Was it? I believe.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that? I'm good with it. You guys like that?
Yeah. He also grabbed the case
way earlier. I think it should be taken way earlier than what.
Yeah.
You get more back. Like no other sport is.
Everyone knows the rules, right? We all know the rules. Then they tell you in the back like no low blows again, and then you get like 3 warnings usually in the fight. Like it doesn't make any sense.
There is like some low blows where like if you both kick, like obviously those.
The guy's like moving. You know, there was one I think in this fight actually, wasn't it? He was moving away. I think Petrosyan and Pereira kicked him, but he was moving, so it's like different. This was a stationary target. You could hear it on TV. Like,
and I think like eye pokes, like.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like, it's not that hard to.
I think after that Cejudo fight, they will be more more likely to take them, especially when they warn them. And then like in that fight, like Song, and I like Song, but he's going after like this. Like that's a point. Like, dude, you can't do that. That's a point. So
you know what I don't understand, man, is like they have these old gloves back again now. You know, I don't know. You wear these old gloves as well sometimes. You know, just you really have to fucking push to make a fist in that old glove to get a glove. You know, if you do it like this, you're like really like this. It's really hard on here. It's like, why don't make that easier to bend? You know,
No, I mean, they tried new gloves, didn't work. We'll see. By the way, that whole thing with Gaethje with the UFC logo, that's weird. That is so odd. I've never seen that happen before. What were they doing like backstage? Anyways, Reyes world class BJJ, lacks the entries, good cardio. Yeah, I couldn't agree with that, but his stand-up is non-existent. Magomed should probably be brought back. He's a good fighter, I mean, clearly, but UFC doesn't like him. That's pretty well known. Petrosyan karate combat, could see that. Biggest ref fuck up recently. I mean, I think the refs are doing pretty good, but I mean, Herzog not taking a point there was a fuck up. And then I think, again, Herzog in the Cannonier fight, like that early stoppage was pretty bad, I think. There's probably some other, I mean, Chris Taioni, you could probably name 100 fights, right, Marcel?
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Supposedly that was a statement because UFC blurred out the logo requirements gloves. Oh, the honest gloves? Okay. I mean, I could see that being potentially the situation too. I was kind of joking about that last night. Foul extending the fingers, eye pokes result. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. They changed the rules a couple years ago. They're like, you can't do this anymore. And guys still do it. I mean, they still hunt with their fingers. It's not good. All right, getting back to the card, a couple of their fights. Carlos Leal just fucking destroys Alex Morono, landed 79 significant strikes in 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Gets his first UFC win. Really should be 2-0 because I think we all thought he beat Renat. I like this performance by Leal. I think he's a good fighter. I liked him in PFL. He had some really good fights. He had fought Ray Cooper, fought a bunch of other guys. He's a good fighter, man. And Cole, I know he's your guy, Morono, and always a great interview with you. But I think that's the end of the road for Morono. I think he gets released. What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just retires.
Yeah, I can see that. You do Fury commentary or something.
Yeah, he's in coaching. He owns his own gym. I just think he'll do that now. Maybe he tries to go out on a win. Maybe they'll be nice and say like, maybe. I don't know, but I don't.
He has like over 20 fights. Like he's a veteran, but what do you think, Marcel? Is that it? 3 straight fights?
The thing with Morono is like a couple of years ago, you always knew when you fight Morono, you had a hard time, you know?
Yeah.
And now in the last couple of fights, I'm like, it's just not that Morono anymore, you know, who can give like almost like the borderline top 15 guys a really hard fight, you know? And I think it's the end of the road for him. I like Morono a lot, so I don't want to shit on him here. Absolutely not. I think he has been great in the UFC, or great for his standards, which is like somewhere around the top 15, just not in the top 15, you know.
Yeah.
And he had some good fights, you know.
Sure.
He had some good finishes as well. But I just think it's not gonna listen. Leal was pretty decent, you know. He did well. But at the same time, I think a Morono like 3 or 4 years ago would have done much better against Carlos Leal, in my opinion. You know?
Fair enough. I'm just looking at his record, by the way. 13-9-1 no contest in the UFC. And 3 straight losses. I think it was that Nico Price fight. It was only last year. It's crazy. Last June. He actually, you know what? He's fought 4 times in the last year, so they keep him busy. Maybe they do give him one more call because they do seem to like this kid. I shouldn't say kid. This guy. He's older. He's younger than me, but not by much. He's not a kid. He's in his mid-30s. They like him. They've always liked him. But again, Cole, he talked about his pay with you, his fighter pay to BJPen.com. He's on a decent-sized contract, so Wouldn't be surprised if they did release him. Although again, for a guy who's had 23 UFC fights, maybe they give him one more. Maybe. All right, guys. A couple other fights really quick.
Adam watching too much Dana White interviews. This kid is great.
I know. Oh, how about Joe Rogan last night? This young man with Lucindo.
Oh, Lucindo.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
By the way, Pato's in the chat. What's up? Pato, we're at the end, 5 minutes, but you can join us for the preview show. Moreau could be elite GFL. I guess he could go to GFL, right? I keep forgetting that's an option. But let me ask you guys this: since the GFL draft, there's been like no noise at all from this promotion except for those like a tweet once a week with some like match between two like washed up guys like Tony Ferguson, Joe Danis, or Chris Wyman, Luke Rockhold. Is it happening? Yes or no?
I've said it's never going to happen. Their first one's supposed to be in March, then it got to April. Now it's supposed to be like end of April.
Is it really happening next month? There's no way. Zach, you're in the chat, right? Can you give us any intel?
No venue has been booked. No broadcast has been made. No tickets are on sale. But yeah, they think
there we go. We got a date. May 11th. They're going another month. Peacock Theater. Where's that? New York or?
No, I give them maybe one event. I didn't think they'd get one. Maybe they'll do one, and then I don't think it's last.
Peacock Theater seats 7,000 people. So
I love Crazy Potter.
UFC events. Huh?
I love Crazy Potter calls Cole Colton.
Colton? Is that your full name, Cole? Is that
no?
It's just Cole, right? There you go.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to Derek Lewis? Why are you asking you?
I don't know. Derek Lewis?
Sorry, that's just really funny. Fight of the year, El Cacuy versus El Jefe. Yeah,
Danis isn't going to fight either. He's boxing KSI on March 29th. Oh. Why was he going to then turn around 2 months later and fight Tony Ferguson? If he beats KSI, he has a massive rematch, and it's like that fight is for sure not happening.
By the way, this is so funny. I'm laughing because you're saying it's autocorrect, but like, why were you asking about Derek Lewis in the first place? Seriously, tell us why. I think it's funny, Pato.
Yeah,
have you even interviewed Derek Lewis?
No.
That's really funny. You probably know more about Curtis Blades. You've interviewed Curtis before. Curtis?
No.
James has, I guess. James is the one who's close with him. Yeah. There's a backup for Danis. Really?
Oh.
Who? Derek's on his way to PFL. Oh yeah, maybe. Wait, he signed a new deal with the UFC, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Second GFL date, June 15th, 16th.
I could basically say I'm starting a promotion, be the exact same as GFL. Say I just signed Robbie Lawler, and we're going to have an event October 10th. And that's
by the way, Robbie Lawler. By the way, you guys, you really knew about this, but I mean, he was a no-brainer, right? Like,
yeah.
You also knew, Adam.
I knew because a little birdie told me. You know what? I'll tell you though, Cole. Marcel gave me 3 guesses. We talked about it. He's like, "Hey, someone's getting inducted. You want to take a guess?" I was like, "Okay." I'm like, Dominic Cruz. He's like, "Nope." I'm like, Dan Henderson. He's like, "Nope." And he's like, "It's someone you really like, man. It's one of your favorite fighters." I'm like, Robbie Lawler has to be. It was so. But Dan Henderson, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? That's crazy. He's got to be in it, right? Next, he's got to be. Although I think they're going to put Dominic Cruz in next. I would imagine. Also, Demetrius Johnson. I don't know. Do you guys think he'll even get in? I don't know how big of a fan Dana is. Here's the thing. Someone should ask Dana, "Hey, Dana, would you ever have the media vote on the UFC Hall of Fame?" He'll never do it. Dana, someone should ask him, "Would you ever have the media do the Hall of Fame voting, like in baseball?" But he's going to be like, "They can't do the fucking rankings properly. You're not going to do the Hall of Fame." Basically, if you're friends with Dana, you can get in, or if he likes you.
Yeah.
Rosenstrike and Nagano in PFL. Is that really happening? Is that? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Rosenstrike, yeah. He shouldn't have been cut. Anyways, Marcus, what's up? Marcus was at the card last night. Did you guys see Marcus's tweet? See how much money he won?
No.
$5,000 on Ankalaev.
Nice. Congrats, Marcus.
Marcus, Dana's on you next time I see you in Vegas, man. Because you're loaded, my guy. Congrats on the bet. Because Lewis and Fought since May of last year hasn't heard from him. Yeah, but Cole doesn't have contact with him, man. I guess Alex Morono has gone. That's Alex Morono. He's his boy. All right, last 2 fights really quick. We're going to get Cole out of here. Myron Santos defeats Francis Marshall split decision. Yeah, I didn't agree with this one. I had Francis. Clearly, when I even tweeted, I'm like, yeah, nice win, upset. Like, I had Myron Santos in the confidence picks pool in the Discord. I'm like, all right, he lost. That's a lose. Yeah. Cole, what'd you think, this decision?
I don't know how they scored for Santos. I was like, even when it was split, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a split.
Yeah.
And then they said Santos. I was like, holy shit, that is bad.
Yeah, when you have, oops, my light just went out. Sorry about that. When you have a 130.27 for a guy, and then the other side you got 229.28, it's not good.
The best split decisions are when you have two judges with 30-27
Yeah.
for the opposite guy.
So
No, it's
bad.
happened. It's rare, but it's hilarious.
Actually, you know what the worst one was, Cole? Actually, and I was looking at this today. Danny Sabatello, when he fought Stotts, two judges had 48-47 Stotts, and one had Doug Crosby, 50-45 Danny Sabatello. That's the worst. It was the only time in MMA history that the losing fighter lost or won all 5 rounds of the losing scorecard. Anyways, Marcel, I mean, you thought that Marshall won too, right? This fight?
Yeah, so I was trolling everybody in the.
I know. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what a great comeback win for Santos, 29-28, and everybody was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Adam Absby is like, dude, are you trolling? It's like, yeah, obviously, man.
I mean, did you guys have a 3-0 or 2-1? How did you guys?
2-1.
2-1.
The last round you gave to, yeah,
Marshall.
That's kind of what I had too. But I don't mind 3-0. Yeah, I mean that if you had a Francis Marshall ticket, yeah, I think you got ripped off personally. I agree, Tristan. He should have won the fight. Starts with Amirov. Yeah, that fight was supposed to happen in some like small promotion in Chicago. Got moved to CFFC.
And it's weird. Like CFFC isn't even like paying them. It's like, wow, I don't understand it. CFFC apparently does this a lot, and I know like a couple of regional promotions do that. Where like certain fights get on it, but they don't pay them. It's like a separate backer just pays for like one fight.
Yeah, I can see. I've heard of that too. It's odd, but it happens in this weird sport. Yeah, I mean, I think if he wins, he probably gets a UFC contract. It won't be anywhere near what Bellator paid him. But like Zach said, it's a setup. Really quickly, a couple other comments.
Yeah, man.
City, they lost. I agree. I listened to Sandro's interview. He was just being like so cocky about it. Like, I won every round. clearly won the fight. These judges are crazy. It's funny because he was like saying the judges suck and stuff, but they gave him the win. So what the fuck is he talking about? Like it's almost like double. It's like wrong if you say that. By the way, Cole, from Zach, any update on Gregor Gillespie?
I think he's on a boat fishing.
Still fishing. Francis Marshall clear won every round, won the reverse robberies. It was bad. It was really bad. And then the last fight, I mean, this was another close fight. A lot of people were so fucking pissed in these back-to-back fights. Kick off the card. Ozzy Diaz, Marcel, give you credit, man. Underdog pick, really good pick. You and Alex, you guys had him. Defeats Jordan Santos. So this was a close fight. I had Santos as one of my best bets. I was hoping he'd get the win. I thought it was close. Came down to the second round. Could have gone either way. I don't have a problem with it. Cole, what do you think? It's pretty close, eh?
Yeah, pretty close. I thought Santos was gonna win. Diaz looked good, like better than I thought. But yeah, pretty close fight. I thought Diaz won though.
Yeah, and Marcel, I think you thought the same thing.
Fun fight, really low level, but fun fight. I think
it was fun. These guys
but this is not UFC caliber. Let's be honest, you know. So
they slugged it out. I mean, they showed a lot of heart and good chins, but yeah.
Yeah, I would slug it out with you as well, but we're also not UFC caliber.
I want to see you slug it out with your boy Sean, Big Sean.
No, man, they don't have a cage that can hold us both. So, yeah, it was a fun fight to watch. I think it was a close fight. The thing was like Jordan was like really, I think he was gassing at a certain moment, you know, and he was taking a lot of hard shots, but the same for Diaz, you know, he taking also some hard shots. It was like, I think Jordan looked really good. I think early on or in the second.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even remember anymore. Man, it was close.
No, the first round was clearly Santos. Second round was kind of a toss-up, probably Diaz, and then third round Diaz. So, yeah. All right. That's going to be it. We just passed an hour. I want to get Cole out here because he was more than enough this time. Was that for Pereira? Yeah, I think Islam. I mean, he's been kind of trolling, but Marcel, is he referring to Conor when he's saying a big fight you guys don't see coming, or is it Islam?
I don't know. I don't think anything is done at all yet. Because listen, man, a lot of times when fighters post something like "fight news soon," I'm gonna ask either the fighter or the management or whatever, and then say. Like, yeah, that's nothing. We're just trying to put our lines out for a fight or something. It's always something like that, you know. So even when a fighter says like fight news soon, there's probably the manager is saying like we're trying to get you on a card, and it's like fight news soon, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. By the way, so Docs, we just talked to Lawler like just a minute ago, but it was like really brief. I mean, I mean, there was a no-brainer Hall of Fame. Like, I mean, there's not much to say. Like, he clearly deserved it, and yeah. By the way,
man, he was super emotional, man, Lawler.
For sure. By the way, true. The media, everyone had Francis Marshall winning, so I think that's what you meant. Yeah, you probably didn't mean Santos, you meant Marshall, but yeah, everyone had him winning the fight. And then with the other fight, I just looked. Most had Jordan Santos winning, and a couple had for Diaz. By the way, would you guys opening odds be for Hoofy to Pereira? I mean, that's not happening, but to Pereira would be a massive favorite, right? Like, I think he should be.
Minus 500.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 500 to 600. Like, yeah.
So Pereira's still great. I mean, listen, he gave up his belt voluntarily. Anyways, I think that's it for UFC 313, guys. So it's over and done with. Really quick, out of 10. Start with you, Marcel. Out of 10, give me your thoughts.
I think overall, I would say it was like a 9.5. And I'm just kidding. I think it was something like a 7 or 7.5.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Oh wow, okay. You guys are. This is the first time this has happened. I think you guys are higher than me. I think it's like maybe a 6. Like, I don't think overall it was the greatest card, personally.
Well, good news. You got a 10 card to preview after this.
Can't wait to talk about it, Cole. Can't wait. But you know what? We'll let you get out of here, Cole, because it's late. With the daylight savings time, an extra hour behind. So Marcel's like, hey, let's do it later tonight. So that's what happened. Cole, appreciate you joining us, man. Marcel, obviously, always fun with you. But I want to let Cole get a word in here. Tell the people where they can find you, Cole, where they can get your byline and anything else you got going on, man.
Yeah, Twitter at ColeShell91, and then BJ Penn for MMA stuff. But everything's always on my Twitter.
And you're still doing your podcast, right, Cole?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Cole does 2 interviews a week, I believe.
Yeah, it's however many I can get on a card.
What do you have this week? Can you tell us?
This week I only got Hollabaugh because
the nice.
Card ain't that good, and not a lot of guys that.
Not really, no. But again, we're gonna break it all down. What are you saying?
Really, guys, I'd say give Cole a follow. Cole is one of the best guys in the industry. I think. Listen, man, I'm always joking around with Cole, but he knows, man. I really respect his work. He does a lot, and I really like the interviews he does, and all the things he puts out on his Twitter for sure. So
absolutely, Cole's a great journalist, breaking a lot of fights too, breaking a lot of news over the years. And you don't get the credit you deserve, man. So we appreciate you joining us today, and so thanks, Cole. Guys, we're gonna do the preview show for UFC Vegas 104. Just stick around. I'll tweet out the link. But I wanted to again, thanks again to Cole, and we'll see you guys in a minute for the preview show. I'll tweet the link out in a second.